Hi there guys and girls, I just wanted to do a video because I felt like it, right? By the way, I've had a few drinks tonight, so. But, you know, I was sitting there at the computer, and, I mean, I know I'm like a broken record, right? About this whole, you know, Mortal Kombat X. I love the game, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't hate the game, just to be clear. But there's things about it that bug the shit out of me. And this video is about one of those things. And it's that Outworld is not purple. In fact, I'm making this video purple from now on. Because Outworld should be fucking purple. I'm sorry. I can't get over this. Every time I play the game, every time I'm in Outworld fucking marketplace, I feel like I'm in Egypt. I feel like I'm in the Mummy. You know, like, and I don't hate Egypt. I don't hate the Mummy. That's a good fucking movie. But, you know, it's just that the history of Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2, Outworld was purple. Mortal Kombat Deception, that Conquest mode, the Outworld map, purple. Mortal Kombat 9, Outworld, Wastelands, loading screen, purple. Mortal Kombat Armageddon, Outworld, purple. So we get to MKX, MK10, whatever you want to fucking call it. And what color do they make Outworld? Fucking orange, brown, yellow. No purple. Why? I don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't know. I expected the sky to be purple or something.
Don't believe everything you see online.
Have I missed something? Because I haven't read any of the bios, right? And I haven't beaten the game with everyone yet. Is there some fucking reason that Outworld's not purple anymore? But I mean, even so, and like I said, going back to that MK Deception Outworld map, if you look at the Outworld map in MK Deception for Outworld, the ground is purple. The ground. Like the dirt. The sky. Everything has this purple tinge on it. It's not like a new emperor takes over and suddenly Outworld's not purple anymore. If the ground is purple, how can it suddenly not be purple? And I mean, this is nothing. This is such a stupid thing to get worked up over. I know it's stupid, right? But it's just that that's one of the things I love about Mortal Kombat. And, you know, and going back to MK2, especially. MK2 is a very special game in the Mortal Kombat lore. And for those young ones watching, you might not understand this, but when we played Mortal Kombat 1, it was like, you know, tournament on Shang Tsung's Island and fatalities and that. And it was cool, but Mortal Kombat got really cool when it got to MK2 because they took the idea of Mortal Kombat 1 and they moved it into a whole new environment. So, Shang Tsung's Island wasn't on Earth and it wasn't in Outworld, it was between realms, right? So it kind of had like a Enter the Dragon sort of island feel, you know, island in the middle of nowhere sort of thing. That was the theme they had going on. They had Goro's lair and they had the temple gate and the courtyard with all the monks watching and all that. Everything you've seen in all the cool martial arts films. But when they took that idea and went, no, we're going to Outworld now and the Earth Warriors are going to sneak into Outworld, they had so much to work with. They had this whole like, how are we going to make these levels look? And I would love to go back in time, be a fly on the wall in those meetings, just to hear the discussions with like Tony Goski saying how I'm going to do this or that, or how I'm going to make this level look, you know, because they're in Outworld now. They had the Deadpool, they had the Combat Tomb, they had the Living Forest, they had air combat, Wastelands, the Portal, Shao Kahn's Arena. What have I left out? I'm sure I've left out. The Pit 2, you know, the Armory. They had all these really cool levels, and they could do whatever they wanted with them. And if you think about them, they kind of have their own color themes. Like Armory is very orange because it's supposed to be like a hot level, and Living Forest is very green because it's like a forest, right? Outworld, the Wastelands, is very purple. Deadpool is very green like acid. Then you had the pit, which was kind of like a cool blue because you were kind of up in the mountains sort of feel, you know, and they kind of had those cool color themes going. I liked that. And it said a lot about the levels. Do you know what I mean? And it made them feel very Outworld and foreign. I liked that. And even when I play now, I play MKX, and what's that jungle level called? It's called fucking, you know, I can't believe this shit. Even now, I make a video now, fuck, I don't even know what the time is. It's like 8 o'clock, and a fucking train comes. I can't win because I don't know where this train line here goes. See, it wasn't even a big train. This train line here is like a cargo line. There's no way I can know what time a fucking train's gonna go past, because a train like that, which was a single carriage, will just go rocketing past by itself, you know. So I can't win. Sorry about that. To interrupt what I was saying. But like you play MKX now. You play the jungle level. What's the jungle level called now? Kutan Jungle or something. Botan Jungle. Whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. I'm confused now. It's like it's so green and yellow, and I remember really like being interested in those levels because of the alligator and the snake and all that in the background. I thought the background looked cool, you know, but the more I play it, the more I think, hang on, wait a minute. Why did we get a new jungle stage in Outworld when we already had the fucking living forest? The living forest is legendary. Those growling trees, ooh, you know, like why did we need something new? I don't understand. Why couldn't they just put the living forest in?
The living forest. Though the living forest is named for the trees that seem to come alive, it is in fact a place of death. Stories of moaning trees that devour the flesh of unwary travelers spread throughout the realm. It is said that those who are consumed by the forest become the forest, their tortured faces etched upon the trees. Shao Kahn learned long ago the perils of sending troops through this treacherous wood. Many of his best soldiers have been lost to its entangled foliage. The deadly nature of the living forest is likely why it has remained unspoiled for millennia.
A, nostalgic. Old fans like me are going to be like, oh yeah, the living forest. B, the living forest is fucking cool. Even if you don't know the living forest and you're a new player, you're going to be like, that stage is cool, man, with the fucking trees and that, you know. C, when you introduce new stuff, you're just introducing more stuff, like it's more things, and I suppose I'm thinking a bit now like a TotalMK sort of person, but you know, it's now a level I've got to remember, artwork I've got to archive, there's a story behind the stage and all that sort of stuff I kind of like to know about, you know, and it's just more and more, and I don't see why they did it. Like, why didn't they just have the living forest? Even if you took over Outworld, I'm going to go use this analogy again. Kotal Khan takes over Outworld from Shao Kahn. It's not like he goes, first order of business, demolish the living forest. I don't like that place. I just don't see it happening. I just see him taking over and being like, oh yeah, that's the living forest. Do you know what I mean? So like, I know I'm rambling and I know I'm not drunk, but I have had a few drinks tonight. And I was so in the mood to do this video, and I thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it, you know. It's such a, like I said, it's a petty thing to be annoyed at, but at the same time, I don't understand why they introduced new stage when they already had a jungle stage in Outworld. Do you know what I mean? You had your jungle Outworld stage, living forest. Why did they go MK10? We've got a new stage. And it's a jungle, and it's an Outworld. You know, I don't understand why they did that. And they could have, you know, like, again, thinking back to MK9, what they did with the living forest, they made it look so fucking cool when they made it all HD, and they had crows in the background, and the guy on the ground, and the vines squeezing him, and the bugs coming out of his mouth. They made it so fucking cool! And then they shat on it! by bringing out MKX that didn't have any of that. And like, I can understand if there was a reason for that stuff not being in MKX, but it's part of Outworld. I don't see why it's not in it. You know, and I'm sure Outworld's a massive place. Just to be clear, guys and girls, Outworld is fucking huge. Just so we know that. Because Outworld, we know Outworld's absorbed, you know, Edenia, Zetera, different realms, and it's made Outworld bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, and that's the whole premise, is when Outworld absorbs another realm, it becomes bigger and bigger and huger and bigger, you know, like that. But, you know, I just wish that Outworld had been purple. And I just wish that the jungle stage had been the living forest, because it would have just had that bit of that classic MK. Even you've still got the new carriages, you still got your Cassie Cage and your Jackie Briggs and that, but it's Outworld's still fucking Outworld. It's like Melbourne. Melbourne's gone through changes, sure, but the most iconic parts of Melbourne are still fucking here. Flinders Street Station's been there for fucking ages. That's not going anywhere. I'd be kind of annoyed if they made a game, if let's just, for example, and for you guys watching, Flinders Street Station is the big train station in Melbourne City. It's very classic, it has a great look, right? Imagine they put that in Mortal Kombat, like it was in all the classic Mortal Kombats. The new one came out and they had a new train station. And it wasn't Flinders Street. And it was a new station and it looked all fucking different. You'd be pissed off. You'd be like, why the fuck did you do that? You know? So yeah. I just wanted to do this video because I totally felt like it. It's totally bugging me. I've been chucking some shit up on Facebook about it. But just, like, I don't understand why they didn't do the purple for Outworld. You know, and it's no big deal, but it's just, it's one part of the old school Mortal Kombat that I feel is like falling off. It feels like every time they do something dumb like that, to me, it feels like Mortal Kombat's losing its flavor a bit. You know, like, and obviously we don't want Mortal Kombat 2 to just feel like Mortal Kombat 2 forever, but it's just one little bit. It's like the environments, the component. It's part of it. It's only a little part. By having that in the new games, you're not going to affect anything. And I always hear this argument from other people too. It's because of injustice. You know, and that may be true, and it may not be true. You know, I don't think, like, the look, especially the graphical look, is because of injustice. I mean, some of the mechanics have come over from injustice and that. But, you know, part of me does hate injustice for that. The fact that they made Injustice, it kind of pisses me off, because if it's true that some of the things from Injustice have changed the way things are in Mortal Kombat, I kind of wish that fucking game didn't exist, because if it wasn't around, Mortal Kombat would just be purely Mortal Kombat inspired. It wouldn't be like, yo, we made this other game and we thought this feature was cool, so then we put it into Mortal Kombat. You know, well, what's next? They're going to put the back block in? If you so help me, if you put that fucking back block in Mortal Kombat, I am fucking done. You know, like, I doubt they'll ever do that, but example, that's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I kind of have a bit of a hate for Injustice. Like, Injustice is a great game, but like, I don't like it because A, I took forever to get another Mortal Kombat because of that fucking game. B, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, that came from Injustice, or this came from Injustice. They talk about, you know, features that might have come across. It's kind of annoying, you know. And I just want, you know, it's okay for me to say, because I'm just a fan, right? It's okay for me to say, I want Mortal Kombat and nothing else, you know, but NetherRealm obviously is a big company, and Warner Brothers dropped a big fucking check in front of them and said, make a cool fighting game that's DC characters. You've done it before, do it better. Of course they're not going to say no. But, you know, if they go ahead and make like Injustice 2 or something, and I have to wait another 4 years for more Mortal Kombat stuff. Oh, man. I'm old now, guys. I'm fucking old. And like, and I say that like because, you know, I know a lot of my fans are young, but I'm 38 this year. I'm 37 now. I'm 38 in July, right? That's kind of old when I think about how long I've been playing Mortal Kombat, since 92. You know I said 91 in the last video. Slip of the tongue. 92, that's 8 years, 23 years, man. That's almost half my fucking life that I've been into Mortal Kombat. Going back to high school. That's insane. You know, and I love it. I love being a Mortal Kombat fan. You know, but I can't help it when things drastically change like this. I'm just like, why? So I'm going to end this video with one last thing that I want to say that I had today. One idea that I thought would be really, really cool. You know, I love the way that in MKX they do these towers, these classic towers, MK1, MK2, MK3, MK4 coming soon. And I know a lot of people are upset about DLC. They thought skins should be part of the season pass. But honestly, if you go back and look at Injustice, they did it the same way. The 4 characters with a season pass, they threw in one skin pack with it. So it's not like they haven't done this before. You know, like a lot of people think that that includes all the skin packs and everything is part of the season pass. Not really. You knew what you were getting when you bought the combat pack. You knew it came with the 4 characters, and that was it. And I think some skins. That's it. They never said, you get all the skins and everything. They never said that. A lot of people are saying that they presume that they get everything. No, that's not how it works. You knew when you bought that what you were getting. Now, my idea, one of my ideas, I think would be really cool in MKX is I think there's not enough arenas. Now, the arenas in MKX are really cool. They're really wide and there's lots of interactables going on and there's a lot of shit going on in the background. And believe me, because I've disassembled a lot of the graphics in the game, I know there's a lot of fucking work in those backgrounds. There's a lot of textures and a lot of scripting and sounds and all sorts of shit that you wouldn't even think about. Like, for example, Outworld Marketplace, there's a guy running one of the market stalls on the end. That means he's an NPC character, which means he then needs a texture pack, which means they have to then go and make a full-on, and I've seen it because I've ripped it out of the game, a full-on texture for the guy just standing there in the market who's selling where the pig's head is, who's selling shit. You don't even interact with him at all, but that's work. That means an artist had to sit down and make that, you know, that artwork for that NPC character. That's work. That's more work for one little thing. And it's like that for everything. So, that being said, I understand there's a lot of work in the backgrounds, but I just think there should be more backgrounds in MKX. And this is where I'm going with this. I would like to see, drumroll please, a classic Outworld pack. I can hear the cheering right now. I know I can hear you guys going crazy from the other side of your screen. It's a great idea, right? Fuck. Can you imagine it? The Living Forest, the Portal, Wastelands, Air Combat, Khan's Arena, or maybe not Khan's Arena because it's Kotal Khan's courtyard now. So maybe instead have the Armory. So 5 classic Outworld maps, or maybe even just not even just 5 Outworld ones, maybe like 3 Outworld ones and 2 classic Earthrealm maps, because remember they go between Earthrealm and Outworld. So you could have like, you know, the street, or my favorite Earthrealm map from MK3, the rooftop. You know, in MKX it would look amazing because they could make the arenas wider, like MK9, like they did with that. Make it wide and have it detailed and bring in the remixed music, the classic tune, but, you know, redone. It would be fucking amazing! But they probably won't do it. But that's my idea anyway. So I'm just putting it out there. I just needed to do this video because it just hit me and I'm like, man, I got to do this video because I have to get this off my chest. So that's all. Thanks for watching. I know this is probably very random for you guys. You're probably like, wow, where did this come from? It's been in my head for a long time. Oh, do you like the shirt, by the way, guys? They had, and check it out, I put the video up. In Melbourne, we had a tournament for Mortal Kombat X. Well, Couch Warriors had a tournament, I should say. I attended for MKX. It's called Battle Arena Melbourne. I go every year. So last year was 6, the year before that was 5. This year was 7. They flew out Perfect Legend from America. He came out and competed against that Aussie champs. He ended up winning the tournament. But it was great. Warner Brothers sponsored the fuck out of that thing, so I got a t-shirt, even though they hate me, you know. They didn't know. So yeah, I finally got an official Mortal Kombat X t-shirt. I've got some, you know, Mortal Kombat X posters here that I got from the event. Australian posters, Scorpion on them. I got some decals. I had a great time. It was great seeing the pro players play. I interviewed Perfect Legend. I'll be putting that up soon. And it was great. It was great to see such a exciting, energetic, vibrant energy for Mortal Kombat. Because that's what it was like. It was a big tournament. People were making a lot of noise and people were really excited for it. It was cool. It was great. So that was great. That was a great time. So if you want to see it, I've got 2 videos up at the moment. I've got one that's just me filming all the finals. And there's one that I put a little 2-minute slideshow together just of people, you know, of Mortal Kombat stuff, you know, at that tournament. So check it out. Thanks again for watching, guys. And I will see you guys for the next YouTube video on Mortal Kombat. Thanks, guys and girls. See you later.